Hey guys, it's Heather. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, it's going to be all about Colourpop Super Shock Cheek and Shadows, how to apply them, just like a little tutorial on them, and then my review on the products and what I really like about them. So I just wanted to share with you some swatches of the shadows that I have. This is the shade Mittens. It is like a very pretty, like deepened purple with almost like a brown tone. Then I have my favorite shade, which is the shade Weenie. And it's like a beautiful foiled rose gold. And these two are what I have applied on my eyes today. And then I have the shade Blaze, which is like this beautiful golden shade with like brown kind of undertones and like silver and gold flecks. This one is also stunning all over the lid if you're looking for like a bronzy silver gold type of a vibe. And then the last shadow that I have is the shade Lala. This is another one of my absolute favorites, especially for over the lid. It is like a very beautiful bronzy type of a shade. It gives a rustic type of a vibe. So let's go ahead and get into this look and I will show you how I apply these shadows and the cheek highlights. And then I have three of the Super Shock Cheek shadows. The very blinding one up here is Flexitarian. The middle, more subtle glow is Lunch Money. And then the bottom one here is the shade Wisp. Now I find that the best way to apply the matte or satin Colourpop shadows is with a fluffy crease brush, one that is very dense. And then for the lid shades, I like to use my fingertip. And I like to use my fingertips to apply the highlights. So let's go ahead and get into it. So in the crease, we're gonna go in with the shade Mittens. This is like a satin, more of a matte finish. And it's just a beautiful, like deepened purpley kind of a deep berry. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just gorgeous. So I'm just gonna start off by gently patting into the crease, just like this, with like a fluffy brush. And then once I kind of have the product packed down, I'm gonna start kind of blending back and forth like in windshield wiper motions. And then towards the outer edge of my eye, I'm gonna do like small circle motions and then just kind of make a V. Just flick it kind of in and out like this. And just continue to do the same thing. Get it really nice and blended. And I actually got this brush off of Amazon. It was super cheap. It came in like a set, but it works pretty well as long as when you're washing it, you make sure like not to get water here. I did actually have to, I think, super glue part of it here, but works surprisingly well and it's super cheap. Definitely find that using a brush like this one, like that's super dense, is the best bet, especially when using the Colourpop cream shadows, like the matte finishes, as far as like getting them into your crease and applied evenly. So next I'm gonna take a dense shadow brush that has like a tapered edge on it. I'm just gonna lightly go back and forth in windshield wiper motions and just blend out any of the harsh lines. So next for the lid shade, I'm gonna be going in with this beautiful rose gold. It is in the shade Weenie and it is just the most beautiful rose gold. And I find that if you just kind of circle around and you put it on your finger and then I just pat it directly onto my eyelid, I think applying with your finger is the best way to go as far as the best, most seamless application. I really like the combo of these two together on the eye. I just think it's so pretty for like a purpley, kind of like a rose gold type of eye. And then after my lid is coated, I just kind of take my finger and I kind of just massage into the crease just to make sure that it's blended into the mitten shade. Then I'll go back in one more time with the mitten shade. I'll just deepen up that crease area just to give it a little bit more definition. So for the brow bone shade, I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of highlighter today, just to kind of give that a little something. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the left eye. I'm just gonna quickly put on some mascara off camera and then we can move on to the highlight. So now that the shadow and the lashes are done, I wanna move on to the highlights, and these are the Super Shock Cheek Highlights. I have the shade Lunch Money, Flexitarian, and Wisp, and I'll swatch all three of them. They're very like soft, buttery texture, and what I mean by soft and buttery is that if I pressed even just a little bit into the pan, you would get to the bottom. So they are very, very, very soft and creamy. So these are the three shades right here. The darker one that's more of like the champagne with like a gold undertone is Wisp. The one in the middle that's not playing around and that's super, super, super pigmented is Flexitarian. And then the lighter, more faint one right here is Lunch Money. Now I'm currently loving mixing Flexitarian and Wisp together. So what I do is I just take my two fingers and I just gently rub them into the pan like this, and then I'll rub them into the other pan. So I have both shades on my hand, and then I just gently tap along the tops of my cheekbones. And as you can see, it's super, super blinding. And I just kind of blend it in, just tapping along like this. And then I'll even go up into like over the brow, like a V, just like where the natural light would hit. And then I do the same thing down the center of my nose. I'll just kind of mix the two of them together and then just gently line down the center of my nose with my finger. I find that the Super Shock Cheek Highlights apply the best with my finger. I have tried with like a beauty blender and I just don't like it as much. I feel like if you press it into the skin, like it looks very natural and very glowy. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side and then just kind of tap it into my skin like this. And then I just kind of press down. And then at the end, when your makeup's all done, if you just go in with like a little MAC Fix Plus or even like Milani Make It Last and just spray your skin, like the highlight and the blush and the bronzer, it all melts in together and it just looks so natural and so beautiful. Now these are the only three Colourpop Super Shock Cheek highlights that I've tried. I would recommend, if you're like a medium to a darker skin tone, I would pick up the shade Wisp. If you have like lighter skin tone and you're looking for something super, super crazy, crazy blinding, I would check out Flexitarian. And if you have a lighter skin tone and you're just kind of wanting to try highlights out, I would definitely check out Lunch Money. It's like a beautiful champagne color. And what I also love these for is applying like some inner corner highlight. So I'm just gonna take a little Morphe brush. This one's perfect for applying, like getting right in the inner corners. It's the E36 brush. I'm just gonna pat it into the pan. See, I gently touched it. You can see like what damage it did. And then I'm just gonna kind of put that in to the inner corner here. These shadows and highlights are perfect for traveling. I will say just make sure that you tighten the cap really, really well because they will dry out. But I just think that they're so easy to work with. They're so affordable. The little shadows are only $5 and the highlights are $8 each. I will go ahead and link all of the products that I used today from Colourpop, as well as these 2 makeup brushes that I picked up off of Amazon below, so you can check them out. So I hope you found this demo helpful. I know that when I first bought the shadows and the highlights, that was like my main question. What's the best way to apply them? How do you apply them? I couldn't really find a lot of information, especially when I went on YouTube. So I figured that I would create this video and that hopefully it is helpful. So if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below. I post videos weekly, everything from like beauty and organization and some cleaning videos. So I hope you'll stay around for a while and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.